Hey, what's up guys, I am TCSK. Today I'm gonna show you guys another Fighter's Binding build. The previous video I have shown an elemental version of Fighter's Binding. It is amazing and powerful. If you haven't watched that yet, I will put the link at right top here and down there at the description. Make sure to check that out. Alright, this time I will show you guys a Windy Fighter Bindings build. But what is Windy build? It is Shockwave and Swirling enchantment, as the animation looks like a strong wind blow. For Shockwave, the wind will blast in front of you, and Swirling just like a tornado, wind twisting around you. So with these two enchantment combination, I will name it Windy build. I may have named it wrong, but it looks like wind to me. Okay, that don't really matter. Most important is this build works great, and you will be counting on these two enchantments to blow up your enemies. Okay, let's get into it and let's see what you need. For melee weapon, you need a Gilded Fighter Bindings. It has ability of Turbo Punch, yeah, fast and furious punch. With Swirling, on last attack of combo will perform a tornado-like attack and damaging nearby enemies. Next is Radiance, has 20% chance to spawn a circular area that heals you and all allies within the area. Next is Shockwave, on last attack in combo will launch Shockwave and damaging enemies at the front. And last is Guarding Strike. By defeating a mob will temporarily grant you a shield that reduces damage by 50% for 4 seconds. For armor, use Full Metal Armor, a gilded one, with abilities of 30% melee damage, 30% chance to negate damage, 35% damage reduction. You need all these, and 100% longer roll cooldown. Can I remove this? Never mind, it's not going to affect much. With cheating to slow down nearby enemies' movement and attack speed by 60%. In a way, you are receiving slightly less damage. Next is Taunt. Whenever the enemies attack you, you will reflect damage back to the attacker. Next is Cooldown. Reduce the cooldown time between use of your artifact. And last is Protection. Reduce damage by 15%. For range weapon, use Gilded Echo of Valley with ability of Charge Arrow pulls in enemies. With built-in level 1 ricochet, has 20% chance to trigger arrow to ricochet off mobs. With burst bowstring, every time you roll it will shoot charge arrow to nearby enemies. Next is multi-shot, has 40% chance to fire 5 arrows at once. Next is tempo theft, every time you shoot will steal a small amount of mob movement speed and give it to you for 4 seconds, so you can run like a wind. And last is cooldown shoot, every time you attack with charge shoot, your artifact cooldown time are decreased. For artifact, use Deathcap Mushroom to increase attack speed to blow wind faster, and use 2 Gong of Weakening. Activate when you are fighting against slightly harder enemies, as well as tough enemies like Enchanted Monster, Creeper, Raid Captain, and bosses, so that you can melt them in a second. Alright, once you have everything, before head to the battlefield, let me show you how powerful is this Windy build. The Fighter Bindings has 4 combo length, base damage is not that high, about 240,000 damage, but you can punch furiously fast with Mushroom and no pause between combo. Also Blast Shockwave on every final combo and deals about 440,000 damage, Swirling deals about 590,000 damage, but the damage is not shown here, I don't know why, but that's never mind. To make your Windy attack 3 times more powerful, just active Gong of Weakening on enemies, and it will increase 3 times damage on them, as well as your punch damage. That means punch damage will be dealing 720,000 damage, Shockwave dealing about 1.3 million damage, and Swirling deals about nearly 1.8 million damage. Total up all this damage on single target, you will be dealing about 24 million damage in 1 second. Just how crazy is this? Just 1 second you are delivering 24 million damage. If enemies are surrounded you, you can deal over 100 million damage in 1 second. Guys, rock and roll time! To the battlefield! You have the power of wind now. Just let the enemies surround you. You will be blowing them up with your twisting wind. Also, Taunt will reflect damage back to them. And don't forget to active Mushroom all the time to increase maximum attack speed to blow wind faster. Use Gong of Weakening when you meet tough enemies to melt them, and never ever stop using it. It is the only way to increase 3 times damage, and do not worry about cooldown time. You have cooldown enchantment on your armor, also combined with burst flow strength and cooldown shoot. Rolling will burst shoot nearby enemies and reduce your artifact cooldown time. Your artifact will charge up very quickly, so just keep on using it. Also steal movement speed from monsters so that you can run like a wind. Each time you fire your bow with burst bow strength, it pulls in enemies, but the pulls in is not good as gravity. It still helps you a little bit by pulling in more enemies, so they will curse by Gong or Weakening whenever you activate. At the same time, Swirling will be able to damage them. And I chose this bow is because the pulls in effect is like wind blowing the enemy towards you, so making this build even more cooler. If you can't get the same bow with exactly same enchantment, don't worry, you don't really need bow for this build. Your windy attack is too powerful. You can eliminate all the enemies without using bow, or you can just use any of your favorite bow, no problem. There is a chance that Shockwave and Swirling might be blocking you from triggering Guiding Strike. Don't worry, okay? Your punching speed is furiously fast, you will still be able to trigger it very often, and you don't really need Potion Barrier for this build, cause this build is too powerful and you have huge damage reduction from armor and enchantment. If you are worried about dying, just switch protection to Potion Barrier for Stone Skin. Apocalypse plus 25 is a piece of cake to you with this build, also works very well in Instant Hunt. If you are looking for easy way to farm gilded gears, I have made a full guide for Instant Hunt. You can check out the link at right top here and down there at the description. Alright guys, I hope you enjoy this windy fighters binding build, blowing up the enemies with the strong wind. If you have any question or suggestion, you can leave a comment below. You can also hit me out at my Discord community, everyone is welcome to join. And if you enjoy my content, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button, it is free and it will help me a lot and I am very appreciated. So happy wind blowing, thanks for watching and see you in the next video.